up, everyone? It's Alex with Rome Overland, and today I'm gonna work on replacing my track bar. I got under the Jeep the other day and kind of did some inspections. I'm getting ready to head on a trip, and yeah, saw some wear, some play in there, so I ordered a new one. I ordered a new one because it's easier to replace really than just like trying to take the track bar out and then replace the bushings in it. I would say it's well worth the price just getting a new one. All right, so first thing you want to do is drive your Jeep where it's like as straight as possible. I kind of did it back and forth a couple times because you want to have it as equal as possible. By equal, I mean like you want the axle centered as good as possible, so that you can measure from the, hold on, I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the frame. All right, so you want to measure, I'm going to measure from the frame right there in this channel, and maybe to the center of my tire, and to the center I've got 18 inches. Now I'm going to go to the other side. You know what? There's kind of a flaw with this. I guess it's not that. I got 18 on this side. But I'm just thinking there's kind of a flaw with this, because if you're turning one way or another, one side's going to have less than the other. Well, that's about as good as I can do. But I mean, it's not as critical when you've already got a track bar or a custom track bar, adjustable, because I'm going to take off the one that's there now, and when I take it off, I'm just going to adjust it to the same measurement, so it'll be the same going back. But like if you're replacing with it like from stock and then changing it to an adjustable, then it's going to be a little bit harder. Or like if you're doing the track bar and getting a lift at the same time, all the geometry is going to be different, so that's when it would matter the most. But yeah, like right now I'm just going to put back what I found. So here's our new track bar from Tire Flex, which I happen to like. I know from experience they're pretty good quality, and haven't had any issues. Alright, and there's the bushings. These seem to be real nice and stiff. And I'll show you the problem that I'm having right now. Alright, here's the old track bar. There it is. And what I did is I just kind of did that. You can hear the play in there. And then if you look at the end where the bushing is, sorry, I'm making y'all busy. All right, if you look at the end there, now it's probably not super terrible, but it's more than I want. And you know what? A lot of times when people get death wobble, that's one of the causes. And it happens pretty often. I used to have a F350, and it would get death wobble like crazy. Just a small bump and you would get death wobble. And I replaced the track bar on it and fixed the whole thing. And it never had death wobble again. I'm gonna take off this track bar. What we got here is on the axle side, you got a bolt over here, and a 13/16 wrench and socket is what I'm using. Open end wrench. Now, I did pre-loosen when the camera was off, so y'all don't see me struggle. All All right, and we got this loose. Now you see how easy the play is in here. Mainly I'm just showing you because that means when I take this bolt out, the axle's not going to shift. That means I got it centered pretty good and there's not any tension, which just means that it'll be a little bit easier to put back. Now if you do see it shift once you get the bolt out, I'm just checking to see if this bolt's straight. No bend. All right, so once you take the bolt out and you see it shift, to get it back in, you'll just have to have somebody get in the car and kind of move the steering wheel back and forth until you can get the hole lined up and get the bolt through. So I got the axle side loose. It's off. Now I'm gonna get the frame end. And I also loosen this a little bit just so I don't struggle on camera. All right, here we go. Again, 13/16 wrench and a socket with a ratchet. There is, I wish there was a little more room, but it is what it is. I think I'm gonna switch it up and ratchet the other end. It's pretty easy to replace, I would say. Anybody could do it. It's got some skills with the tools. The hardest thing is like just how tight it was at first. Just get a big breaker bar. That's what I used. And then for the young kids out there, this is a ratchet. I know y'all use the fancy impacts and all that, which I kind of wanted to, but there ain't no room. So I ain't hating too much on y'all, because I totally would have done it. All right, now the bolt's out. I mean the nut. So I'm just gonna pull the bolt out and watch it, because it is kind of a little bit heavy. Don't drop it on your face. All right. And then just take it out. Slide her out. Remember that the curved side, which I know you probably can't mess it up, the curved side goes at the steering wheel. All right, now we got the old Terraflex track bar. You can see the play in this bushing. And then here's the new one. Look at the difference. There's no play. And this one's just all over the place. Same thing with this side. This side's nice and tight. All right. Now, you can see the difference in length. See how this one's a little bit longer? So we're going to need to adjust. So I'm going to measure it. I'm not just going to eyeball it. Alright, so I'm going to measure the old one from center to center. See, I got 34 1/4 center to center. And this one's out of the box is 33 3/8. So I'm going to change that to 34 1/4 3/8 16-point socket. Loosen this up. Oh, that one's a little tighter. Yes, I just did that to a quarter-inch drive ratchet. It hurt my heart a little bit. Well, we're gonna go for 34 and a quarter. So just a little bit there. See what we got. That's I got about an inch. I need to go another inch. Oh, getting really close. Just verify this again. 34 and a quarter. For a stock Jeep, the length is 33 and 3/4 inch. I don't have stock, so that's what mine's 34 and a quarter. But let's see. So to adjust it, like I said, loosen the two they call it clamp screws. Basically it just clamps this down so it doesn't move and your length doesn't change. Alright, so after you loosen these, adjust this, the collar, and they call it a sleeve. They just call it a sleeve using a 1 3/8 wrench, which is what I have here. You leave it loose and you install it, and then you tighten it down after you get the mounting bolts back on. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to tighten the clamp screws down, like snug tight. I'm going to do snug tight right now, because when you go back, I might need to leave it loose so I can turn this a little bit so that the bolt lines up. All right, so I'm gonna take the new Trackbar. We're gonna stuff it back under here. Here we go. Nut back on. Now, ruh-roh. I done screwed up because I needed to get the other end in first, like I said. And redo. I'm not even gonna edit that out because it's kind of funny, because I'm stubborn sometimes. Shove this bolt in there, and then my nut. Where's my nut? Went somewhere stupid because I can't find it. There you are. Get this nut back on there. Just hand tight so it doesn't, the bolt don't go nowhere. All right, and then I'm gonna do the other side. You know what? Recording and trying to do some greasy stuff kind of sucks. And I have a new appreciation for people that do it. All right, now we get the bolt through the other side. We got this this nut that's like a clip. It stops it from spinning so that you don't have to put a wrench on it, which I did not know coming out. But we're learning. We learning. All right, look at this. Look at this. See how my bolt just slid right through. Look at that. Didn't even have to shift anything or not like that. And then you just shove this thing in here where it'll catch. I need to take the bolt out just a little bit, leave some room for it. All right, and then just get it started. Which is easier said than done. Oh no. Come on. Come on, you. Play nice. Play nice. You can actually hold this from the top. It's just, I gotta use my left hand and try to stay out of the camera. You probably saw my big head. Okay. It's so close to starting. All right. Here it is. I don't understand why. How come Jeep didn't put shouldered bolts on this? Why are they fully threaded? You would think for a yoke with bushing on it like that, you'd want it to sit on flat surface, not a threaded surface, you know? Okay, got that started. Now I'm gonna tighten it down. And then once I get it tight with the ratchet, I'm gonna get the breaker bar out. I got a torque wrench. I think I'm gonna use it. Get about 200 on it. So we'll go to the other side now. Do the same thing. Get it all tightened down. On this side, I'm gonna have to hold the nut spinning with the 13/16 wrench. All right, well, I'm gonna get this tightened down and then see y'all in a minute. Installed. Looks good. Feels good. Nice and tight, no play. What you didn't see me do is tighten those set bolts, the clamp bolts. Those are tight. I got them nice and tight. When you tighten those, make sure you go back and forth a bunch of times until they feel about even. Or if you're gonna use a torque wrench, I did not use a torque wrench on that, but I used my 1/4 inch socket. I mean a 1/4 inch drive ratchet, and just went back and forth, got them nice and tight. Just make sure you guys do the same thing if you're gonna do this. That's tight, and that's tight. Those two's mounting bolt. Looks good. That's it.
Peace.